What if the voices of ancient civilizations were never really silenced? What if they were just waiting for the right machine to listen? Because that's what it feels like is happening right now. All across the world, ancient texts, once thought lost forever, burned, buried, or shattered, are finally starting to speak again. And they're doing it through artificial intelligence. This isn't just about translation, this is about resurrection. 21st century technology is unraveling the hidden history of 2,000-year-old secrets. But here's the twist. Here's why you clicked on this video. They're not whispering lullabies. They're revealing secrets we might not be ready for. And as we'll see, one of these languages might hold the most shocking truth of all. Let's get into it. Our story begins in the shadow of Mount Vesuvius. In 79 AD, the city of Herculaneum was buried in volcanic ash. It was a catastrophe that swallowed a wealthy Roman library whole, flash frying hundreds of precious scrolls into brittle charcoal lumps. For nearly 2,000 years, they were too fragile to unroll and too precious to destroy. An entire library of voices silenced by fire. Until now, in 2023, the Vesuvius Challenge was launched, offering over $1 million to anyone who could use AI to virtually unroll the blackened papyrus and read what was inside. And someone did it. A 21-year-old computer science student named Luke Ferrator used machine learning to spot the faintest traces of ink inside the carbonized mess. He found the first word porphyrus, which means purple. That single word cracked the seal. Teaming up with other researchers, by February 2024, they had decoded over 2,000 Greek letters. And the voice they found? Not a king, not a general. It was a philosopher named Philodemus, just talking, discussing life's greatest pleasures. A voice silenced by fire for nearly 2 millennia, resurrected. It was a miracle, but it was also just the beginning. And it opened a door to something far larger and potentially far more dangerous. Now shift from the ashes of Italy to the baked earth of ancient Mesopotamia. This is where the Akkadians lived. They left behind a sea of wedge-shaped impressions on over 500,000 clay tablets. 500,000 messages from the past. Most of them are unread. Why? Because Akkadian is brutally difficult to translate. Only a few hundred people on Earth can do it. It would take centuries to get through them all. Or it would have. In 2023, researchers developed an AI model that's basically Google Translate for a 5,000-year-old language. It's fast, it's accurate, and it's jaw-dropping. The oldest civilization on record just got a lot louder. And here's our first real warning. While conspiracy lovers might chase myths of magic spells and ancient curses, most of the translations are telling very real stories. But with 500,000 tablets out there, do you really think it's all going to be trade agreements and tax logs? The warning isn't necessarily about some magic curse. It's about what happens when the unfiltered, uncurated history of an entire civilization gets dumped onto the internet all at once. Every secret, every conflict, every forgotten ritual. Are we ready for that? You think you know the Dead Sea Scrolls. Discovered in the 1940s, these ancient texts are the foundation of modern religions. For decades, one scroll in particular, the Great Isaiah Scroll, was believed to be the work of a single, masterful scribe. One author, one voice, one truth. Then in 2021, AI researchers fed thousands of samples of a single Hebrew letter into a model. The AI found something human eyes had missed for 70 years. Tiny, almost invisible variations in pen pressure and style. The conclusion? It wasn't one scribe, it was two. That changes everything. It means there may have been organized writing teams working in the shadows of the desert. It's a new piece of the puzzle, suggesting a level of production and collaboration that hints at a hidden process. We're not just reading ancient scriptures anymore, we're meeting the people behind the pen and realizing we never had the full story. The warning here is subtle, but chilling. If AI can rewrite the history of one of the most important documents on Earth, what other facts that we take for granted are about to be broken? Now for a mystery that's even older. You've heard of hieroglyphs and cuneiform, but have you heard of the Danube script? Archaeologists found these strange symbols carved into artifacts along the Danube River, dating back over 7,000 years. For decades, experts debated if it was a real language or just ancient doodles. Then AI got involved. By feeding the symbols into advanced pattern recognition models, researchers noticed something insane. Structure, syntax, repeated sequences that mimicked language. AI confirmed it wasn't random, it was intentional. If this was a writing system, and all signs say it was, then the Danube script could be the oldest known form of written communication on Earth. Older than the Egyptians, older than the Sumerians. So who were these people who invented writing while the rest of the world was just learning to farm? And more importantly, why did they disappear without a trace? This is the warning of a ghost. A hyper-advanced civilization that rose, created the single most important technology in human history, and then vanished. It's a reminder that incredible knowledge can be lost, and it begs the question, did they disappear by accident, or was their knowledge so dangerous that it had to be buried? But not all secrets are buried in dirt. Some are hidden in plain sight, mocking us. Enter the Voynich manuscript. a 600-year-old book that looks like it came from another world. It's filled with bizarre plants that don't exist, zodiac signs drawn by an unsteady hand, and a language that is like nothing ever seen before. No alphabet, no origin, no translation. For centuries it has been a monument to the unknowable. In 2018, scientists ran the manuscript through a custom AI. Their hunch, the text might be scrambled Hebrew. The model went to work and claimed that up to 80% of the words had Hebrew equivalents. It even translated a sentence. She made recommendations to the priest, man of the house, and me, and people. A breakthrough. The mystery was solved. Except, it was wrong. When actual Hebrew scholars reviewed the output, it unraveled fast. The grammar was off, the meanings were jumbled. It was nonsense. The AI had found patterns where there were none. It had told a convincing story, but it was a complete fabrication, and this is the most terrifying warning of all. The ultimate danger isn't some ancient curse decoded from a scroll. It's not a secret history of a lost civilization. The real terror is that we are putting our faith in a machine to tell us the truth about our past. And that machine can be wrong. What if AI misinterprets a key passage from the Dead Sea Scrolls? Or mistranslates a law from an Akkadian tablet? What if it confidently tells us a story about our history that is completely, utterly false and we believe it? The voices of the past are speaking again, yes, but they're speaking through a translator that is still learning, a machine that can hallucinate. For centuries, the Etruscans and the people of Cyprus have spoken from the grave with no one to answer back. Now, with every computation, their voices get clearer. But we have to be careful. History isn't just a story, it's who we are. And handing the pen to an artificial intelligence might be the biggest risk we've ever taken. History isn't done talking, and neither are we. Not all secrets are lost to time. Some were deliberately destroyed, erased, overridden, and hidden in plain sight. They're called palimpsests, ancient manuscripts, where the original text was painstakingly scraped off a page so that something new could be written on top. For centuries, whatever lay beneath was thought to be lost forever. One legendary example is the Archimedes palimpsest. Hidden beneath a 13th century prayer book, researchers found something incredible: lost mathematical writings from the Greek genius himself, unseen for over 1,000 years. The problem was, reading that faint scraped-off layer was nearly impossible. Until AI joined the hunt. Using deep generative networks, machines can now isolate the overwritten layers, making the hidden texts legible again without damaging the page. This is incredible, but think about what it means. This technology is now being applied to hundreds of other palimpsests. And it begs a terrifying question. If a society went to all the trouble to erase the work of a scientific genius, what other more dangerous ideas did they scrape away from the pages of history? What philosophies, what histories, what warnings were considered so threatening that someone tried to scrub them from existence? AI isn't just reading between the lines anymore, it's reading what was erased. It's bringing forgotten knowledge back to life, whether the original censors wanted it to or not. So what do you think? Is AI the key that will unlock our entire human story, or a dangerous tool that could lead us astray? Don't forget to like, drop a comment with your thoughts, and subscribe for more deep dives. Trust me, it only gets deeper from here. Thanks for watching.